Welcome back to a new video. So I made some adjustments to this workout and the next day's workout. I wasn't originally programmed any snatching, but I wanted to do some form of snatch before I did clean jerk. So I programmed in some power snatches, and these I worked up to 100 with it, which is good. And they were feeling pretty good. I felt like my lockout was really stable with them, which is the main focus of them. I'm kind of starfishing my feet out, but I'm really just focused on punching out with my arms and trying to have that upper lockout, or that arm lockout, just be as solid as possible. And it felt like it was pretty good. Here's the 100, a little bit forward on it, but my lockout felt good, which is, like I said, the main focus. Then had some clean jerks. It was just 3 singles, and I think they originally started at like 108, so I just decided, well, I just got 3 singles to go up to 140. So I went from the 61 to 102 to 125 to 140, and it wasn't too bad. Based on how I was feeling, it certainly was manageable. I originally in this day also had 4x4 front squats, which I just didn't want to do. I pushed them into the next day, and I got to them and I just didn't want to do them. I just didn't want to do sets of 4 in the front squat, especially because the Friday of the week I have more heavy front squats, very similar to the previous week. So I'd rather save my energy of my legs to be able to potentially push up to that 175 again, if not a little bit more. Kind of my goal is to kind of maintain the strength in the front squat, but also, obviously to push it up. But if I'm hitting 175 to 180 each week, then that's going to be a good indicator that, one, things are continuing to get stronger, but the front squat itself is becoming more consistent again, because that was the last of the squatting moves. The back squats felt all right at first when I injured my hip, but then the front squats were completely dead after that. So it's nice to be able to kind of push those again. But for 4x4s, I just wasn't feeling it. And honestly, with how heavy I've been pushing cleans and stuff, I'm kind of getting some front squat work in with those. As you see with like that 140, I'm doing a little bit as I'm coping with the fact that I'm just too lazy to do by 4x4, because I could just lower the weights and just do less, but I don't know. Sometimes you just don't want to do as much squatting as what's programmed in. And I've pushed the squats earlier in the week pretty hard. I'm going to push the squat on Friday pretty hard, so I'm not too terribly worried about it. I still did a single at 125, and I just didn't want to do the other sets with it, so I guess I did a little bit of volume. But you see here, they were all supposed to be 170, but the way the pulls are programmed into the app, which I don't think is very good. I think that's one of the flaws in the app, is that you basically just get to pick whatever weight that you want to do, and you don't put your reps in reserve. There's no mechanism to put how difficult it is, which for me, I think that would be a really nice thing to have in there. Very similar to what they have for literally every other strength movement. You put your reps in reserve, and then it changes based on how easy or difficult you said the rep is. Like if you saw there in that last set, I would have said, that's like an RAR 2 or 3 or whatever, because I wouldn't want to go up from there. For the other ones, I would just add more, because I don't know if it's not entirely accurate with pulls, but I feel like it'd be nice to have to be able to track the difficulty of the sets of pulls, because I think it would make the programming for pulls more accurate. Because someone like me, I can handle heavier pulls whenever they're programmed in, for the most part, especially with like clean pulls, just from the way that I'm built. I can handle a higher percentage, and usually I benefit more from doing that, because if I were to, for instance, only do pulls with 150 kilos, that's not going to be a very intense pull for me, because my max deadlift is 302, so I have a ton of that pulling strength. But at the same time, I wouldn't want all my clean pulls to be at like 200 kilos, because then that's going to be a different mechanism than my regular clean. So a little bit more nuance with the pulls I think would be nice, but they're only 2 days a week in, so it's not too big of a deal. I can kind of adjust them as I want, but I think that'd be something that would be nice to have that developed in the future with the app. But anywho, that's it for this one. I'll talk to you all in the next one. I hope you all have a great day. Peace.